Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Whiteboard. My name is Harshit, and I'm the Director of Business Analysis at White Labs. We are a digital agency specializing in SaaS and e-commerce SEO. I've got Ro Fernandez with me today. She's the co-founder and CEO at Nova. It's an all-in-one collaboration workspace where teams can manage the whole collaborative process from start to the very finish. So big welcome to you, Ro. So happy with me today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
But now let's start with your journey. What really led you to co-found Nova, and what really inspired you, to create a platform focusing on collaboration and productivity?
It's a tough question, but I would say that we are going through really big challenges, global challenges. Challenges are not like local anymore. So we need to collaborate with people that have different skills, that have different experiences, and live in different countries because they have a different ways to see things. So I think collaboration has become essential for any company and any challenge really. So I believe that we came from a period of time where decisions were made by one single person, and that is not happening any longer. So you need to really focus on the processes that need to be put in place so that teams can collaborate with understanding really how to make those decisions and how to achieve a goal together without wasting a lot of time. So in what keeps me excited about this is that I think this is what actually can change the world if we actually work together and put our minds together. I think is what will change our world.
Yeah. All right. Now, you describe yourself as a dreamer, with dual capabilities. How do these two specific traits manifest in your work and your leadership style?
I think that is a simple question. I think to start a new business and to lead a team, you do have to be a dreamer, a little bit of a crazy one, especially if you want to tackle difficult challenges. So you need to be able to dream and be able to also get it done. So I say that I'm a doer because you can tell me anything that is happening to you, and 5 minutes later, I'm already building something for you so we can get it started and get it done. And that is the part that I enjoy the most because dreams without a plan are still a dream. So I think it's important to have the mix of those two. And I hope I can inspire the same thing for the rest of my team as well.
Okay. Now, let's discuss few of the biggest challenges that you feel, teams face in collaboration, and how exactly your platform helps them address these challenges and overcome that.
Yeah. Right now, there are a few different challenges that businesses are facing. I'm going to mention just three. So the first one is that businesses don't have processes. Usually, it is the manager or the leadership team who holds the knowledge of the company and the vision of how they want to achieve things. But the team is kind of guessing there, trying to figure out what the rest want to do and how they expect to do it. So I think we are missing a part in which we bring and share that knowledge with the team and kind of guide them through the process so that they can work together following like the same standards that you have in your mind, but really bringing that collaborative process between all team members. And without that, I think organizations, what they are missing is that you are repeating your work you get frustrated as a manager because people don't get exactly what you need from them. And also each team member have their own version of what success look like. So I think processes are fundamental for any company, and a lot of organizations that talk to me when they say, well, we are not growing, we're hiring people, but we seem to, our velocity is still very, very like the same as 2 years ago. My answer is that they don't have the fundamentals. They haven't invested in processes, but they did invest in hiring and all of that. So I think you have to start with the fundamentals first. The second thing is leadership. So the leadership has changed. As I mentioned, if we think about 100 years ago, the manager, the business owner was the person that was making decisions. And right now you need to collaborate. One single person doesn't know everything. And if you do think that you know everything, then it means that you are working 24 hours and you're probably too tired to have great ideas. So I think it's changing the mindset to really empower others to share their knowledge, but you need to change the way you approach it and be able to delegate. And how you do that is often with processes, not just telling them what to do, is by defining what are the steps and what is the expectations across all team members. So there is visibility across them and there is more clarity and more transparency between them. And the third is something that is a topic that is very, very, very hot right now, is remote work. I know that a lot of organizations are going back to the office. And I would say that if you talk to the people leading those teams, they would say that they don't have visibility on what their teams are doing. They don't know exactly how to manage them, and they don't feel that the velocity have increased, even if they hire more people.
Yeah.
And I think that the problem in there is related to the approach of things. So we moved to working in the office, that I go to the office, I can see you here, so I have visibility on what you are doing. While we moved to remote work, then now we didn't change the processes. We expected to keep everything the same, just add a computer, use Zoom, and then somehow everything had to work out. Yeah. So I think changing the processes and defining how to work for remote work is fundamental. So I think those are the three things that are very, very important right now, and I see it across all companies.
Especially after during COVID and post COVID as well. Like I've got few of my teams that are like completely remote, global remote teams as well. So for some of the calls, but yeah, I mean, we do have few people who also come to the office on a daily basis. It's like a pretty mixed culture, and definitely, like, just like you mentioned, defining the processes clearly is something which becomes extremely, extremely vital. So. Well put. All right. Now let's talk about some specific marketing strategies that you have implemented within your company. That is helping you out, basically stand out. In this competitive space that you are in.
That is a good question. So I will talk about the most recent one. I think one that is very typical and everyone is talking about, and I will recommend it to anyone that is starting a business, especially if this is something that you can do, is content marketing. I think as some marketers, we say this very, very often. Content marketing is almost like essential in this era. And I think with content marketing, we are educating users that didn't know how to do things or changing their mindset on how to approach businesses or processes. So it's really helping us educate first, and then after they will approach us and also implement our tool, our software in their company. So I would say that one is the essential strategy from our side, just because it was necessary from our side to educate people about how to change that mindset.
In terms of author multiple books on various topics, I'm sure like uh, content and marketing is definitely one of your favorite areas to work on. So yeah, anything specific when it comes to retaining your customers as well? Like how's the churn rate lower?
Um, it depends because we are it depends on on what we are measuring, and our approach at that time. Like we have different strategies in place, so I cannot give you an answer because we have it based on user types. So if we look into leaders, for example, that will be different because also our onboarding and how they approach and use the platform is completely different from a team, or we have even people in the health space using Nova, and that is completely different. Like they use Nova on hourly basis, and they invite a lot of people outside the platform to collaborate with them as well. So it depends on the user type. That is kind of funny. And we have it divided by user type just for that reason.
Okay. Any specific content type that in your experience resonates really well for your targeted for your target audience? Sorry, right? And which has basically which drove some really good engagement for you in the past.
Yeah, actually, there are two things that we write about very often, and also is a topic that I specialize is anything related to meetings. So how to lead meetings more productive and make sure that if you don't need them, you can do that asynchronously. So that's a topic that is very, very important for us. And the second one is anything related to leadership as well, like how to manage your team, how to provide I don't know, performance reviews and all of that. That is something that we educate our users based on that.
For sure. And tell me the same. Like, do you incorporate user feedback, just for the betterment and refinement that you do of your platform, or if so, like, what that process looks like?
Yeah, we not only look for user feedback, we also reach out to customers and do research to understand their user needs and their pains very, very often. So I would say that a user can contact me even directly, and I get really excited when someone contacts me and says, okay, I need this, and I want to understand what they really mean when they say I need this. So understanding the problem and making sure that we are not just finding a quick solution to the symptoms and not to the problem is very important to me. And we actually put a lot of effort to solve any problems they have. We recently got new user types using our platform. To give you an example, we have more health centers using our platform. That was a surprise to me because I'm not familiar with that world as much as business. And they use it so differently than how I thought people will use Nova. So when they provide feedback, I need to innovate about how to approach our solution as well.
Right. Any specific trends though that you see, coming up specifically in your space, work productivity suite, or collaboration, yeah, in your future?
I mean, in my space, you are seeing a lot more tools that are more collaborative. Like you have Canva, and they are implementing a lot of the tools that are similar to, for example, Miro. So there is it's a very competitive space. I think they are all trying to solve problems that are very focused on how people interact during meetings. and it shows you that it's a big problem related to that as well. So I think that is something that will continue to improve, but it will get to a phase of maturity as well. So I think after that, you are going to see, as well as you are seeing right now, a lot of AI and tools that will help you kind of edit your content and anything like that. And related to that, what I think is going to happen is with AI is gonna be in part of everything we write, especially on Slack, on our communication. That's gonna be part of our filters to make sure that we communicate things in a certain way. So it will be a change on that, and it will help us be more productive in my perspective.
Right. Any specific projects or initiatives could be around marketing as well, or your product development that you're really excited about and will launch soon.
Yeah, I mean, we are always working on exciting things. Related to marketing, we are creating more content, especially more educational content related to specific areas. So we are creating training programs for free for all our users. We are also implementing new features. For example, we recently created a feature that is like the recurring session. So basically, let's say you have a team retro, you have a one-on-one with your team that happens so often, but if you right now the only thing that exists in the market is tasks that are recurring. So in Nova, what we do is that you have your template is already defining, taking the conclusions from previous meetings to that session and really automating the whole process. So you can take notes and just focus on getting the work done and collaborating instead of really preparing things manually.
Gotcha. Now, as someone obsessed with productivity, right, what personal practices or tools do you utilize to, stay organized and stay more efficient, basically?
I would say that I use two techniques. One is anything that I have to do, I add it on a sticky note on my table. So when I have 20 sticky notes on my table, they become very annoying. So I need to get them done. I don't leave them for tomorrow. It's a way for me to get frustrated with my life and make sure that I get it done today. So I have all the sticky notes in my table. And then if by the end of the day I didn't get them done, then I put them in Nova and I need to define when I'm going to do them. So that is something that works for me to just kind of make sure that I get things done today and I don't leave it for tomorrow. And then I have processes. So every time I repeat things more than twice, I'm already thinking like, okay, if I'm going to do this again, or I have to explain this again, it means that it can be a process. I'm just going to create a process inside Nova. And when my team needs it, they don't have to ask me. They can start that process, and it's like having me without having me there. So for me, autonomy is essential. I need that my team, to make sure that my team is autonomous, they can work without really relying on just little things that I know. And that is something that I do. And I think it helps me really scale my business and work really, really well without having constant dependency with my team, between my team and me and myself.
Right, Sean. Any specific advice, that you would like to give to aspiring entrepreneurs, looking to create basically an impactful tools for work productivity or collaboration, like especially in your space?
Yeah, I don't know if I have like an advice for entrepreneurs that are in my space specifically. I think
Let's make it generic then. For anyone who wants to enter the SaaS space there.
okay, so I will say my general advice is enjoy the ride. It's gonna be really, really hard. So I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we have we have to do so many things. Like you really wear all hats, and that's the hats you didn't know that even existed. You are wearing them. But I think you also need to take it that you are here to learn. And no matter how many years of experience you have, like I thought I knew it. I knew everything when I got here, and that was 7 years ago. I think you are all every day you have a new challenge, and you have to really innovate and think about it. And some days are really, really hard, but you are learning, and there is nothing in the job market that is going to teach you as much as being an entrepreneur. So I think that is the most beautiful thing about this, is that after this you can do anything.
Right. So we're coming to an end now. And how would you have a quick rapid fire round with you? Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. What career did you dream of having as a kid?
I actually wanted to be a vet,
Mm.
veterinarian. I wanted to save animals, but I get dizzy when I see blood.
Do you have any pets at home?
I do. I have a dog right now, and her name is Eva, and it's the cutest thing alive.
Or what breed is ever?
Eva is a border collie mix.
Okay. Thanks.
Very smart.
Yeah, they're pretty active as well, right? So super energy. So yeah. Right. What subject do you find to be most fascinating?
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What subject do you find to be most fascinating?
Philosophy. I can talk about philosophy anytime.
Okay. What daily chore, do you absolutely despise doing?
What? Sorry?
What daily routine activity do you absolutely despise doing?
Both cleaning. Who loves cleaning?
Right. What habit holds you back the most?
Um, Honestly, if I want to get it done, I get it done. I don't have a habit that I'm like, hi, no, I'm lazy. I'm like, let's make it a habit, and then it will just become natural.
Okay. For your research purpose, what do you prefer? Like do you do traditional like Google search, or are you a Gen AI fan?
I think you have to do both at this time. That you
So
can.
what do you prefer? Like what's your go-to?
I think I use AI first to see what ideas I can get, and use it as a way to kind of make me think differently. And then I use that in Google to kind of search based on different options.
Okay. So what's your last Gen AI prompt?
Oh my goodness. I think I was writing yesterday about something about sales and how to create an offer on top of your product. And I asked about all the different options of the offers that you can offer to see if I was missing anything.
All right. Thank you so much, Ro. I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for taking time out for this and sharing your wonderful experiences and tips. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks.